going to go to Cancun.
I'm awful hot now and bothered. Hi.
So
We decided that, maybe I decided that,
we business.
seeing that I was stuck in a
Hotel.
I was going to say that,
Yeah.
a hospital room for 2 days, and I am tired, but we are feeling a bit giddy and giggly, and we are lying in my bed, or sitting in my bed, and Kira's come all the way to my house because we couldn't manage to go live together.
No, because we don't have iPhones.
Yeah, but there must be some other way that we can do that. We'll have to figure that out. I've got a Samsung phone.
Me too.
And hi, Una.
Una, you're so good to come back. So good to come back.
Probably going to be the only one. Oh no, there's two.
This is the Thelma and Kira show. The other one was the Kira and Thelma show. Not to be confused, Tuesday Night Live.
And can you spot the difference? Do you notice anything different about me and Kira?
We're in black and white.
Oh yeah, we are.
Who needs alcohol when you can just
Because you
be
can't
us?
tell what colour we are. Well, we're Caucasian people. I'm such a pain in my stomach.
Oh, it's not
I'm
my
awful hot
fault.
and bothered. I've got like a duvet that's like about 13 dog like on top of me, plus
Are
a
you
dog.
serious?
That's my dog.
How are you not roasting?
Whew. But anyways, so
Can we go to Arizona?
I said to Kira that I need to know the different videos that we do. So I said, I'll put on a different top and you take off your jumper, and then we decided to go black and white.
And then Una arrives and she's already seen us. And she'll be like, these two are nuts.
So
Aw, thanks, Una. We dressed up special because it was late.
We were going to undress up special.
She was actually undressed up. Hi, Kira.
Hi, Kira.
The thing is, I had something to say there. Oh yeah, we can't call it Tuesday Night Live, can we? Because there's a TV show called Tuesday Night Live with Jimmy Fallon or something.
And this is meant to be my Friday live, but
So just pretend today's Friday.
yeah.
And we're not Jimmy Fallon.
So we decided to come on here and chat about, I was going to say embarrassing bodies. We won't be doing embarrassing bodies.
I think what we're doing is worse.
Yeah, okay, so we're doing embarrassing moments. And guys, it's not just necessarily about ourselves, but it's like basically things in general.
Your eyebrows look really good and I look like I have none.
I'm black and white.
Look, hello. I'm hairless.
Well, I do have to say, right, I know I said I look wrecked and I didn't want to put makeup on because I'm tired and these people can just love me for who I am, but I did actually put a bit of pencil on my eyebrows. Because otherwise they're a little bit kind of gappy in that, and then that's embarrassing bodies, and they're kind of a little bit warped, but your eyebrows are kind of blonde.
Oh my god, they're so blonde. And I live in my house with my
I
eyebrow.
live in my eyebrows.
I live in my house with my eyebrow tinting kit and I don't get a chance to do them.
Oh yeah, but when you do, it's fabulous.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll do them tomorrow so that we can be matching in our fabulousness of eyebrows. I have
So
real
we'll make it
eyebrow
tomorrow.
envy.
I know. It's like, hi Aoife, hi Maureen.
Hi, Aoife.
It's
hi,
like
Maureen.
when you get your, if you get braces and that, and then all of a sudden you want to look at everybody's braces, or if you want to get anything done, like, or get a, if you're building a house or you want to get a new car or whatever, then you're always more aware of those specific things then.
And I prefer us this way around.
Okay.
Okay.
So, embarrassing moments. Kira, you're up. Did
Okay.
anything happen to you that was embarrassing?
Maybe. One in 10 things. So I'm going to start at the most embarrassing thing.
Oh my God, look at you go.
Because I might as well just throw it out there. And I don't
Are you not going to
even-
have a climax? You're going to start at the top.
I don't have time for foreplay.
Okay. We're getting there.
to the climax. Okay.
Crack open your bottle of wine. I have my...
Don't leave me hanging
Love
because
tea.
this is about to come out and it is just 100%.
Mind your vocabulary now.
Mrs. Brown.
My voice has got decent in the hospital, so she thinks I'm not like
She
Mrs.
sounds
Brown.
like Mrs. Brown.
We are so
Okay.
bored going on live here, okay?
Right, so the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me was when I lived in Greece.
Let me swallow. I mean...
It's
like...
Oh, lads.
Okay, I meant... You know what I meant, okay.
So I was living in Greece and I woke up one morning. I was living with a girl called Ruth. And I woke up and I said to her, I had a really bad pain in my tummy and I didn't feel good. And I said to her all of a sudden, oh my God, I think I'm going to have diarrhea. So
Are you actually telling people online?
Sure, why not? Like, feck it. We're all normal here. I mean, the same. Normal, not normal.
None of us are normal.
So I went to the loo, whatever, and I came back and I sat on the edge of the bed and I was like, okay, I think I'll be okay. I said, I'm going to have a rest and I'm going to wait to go to work. So we lived at the end of the strip in a little apartment, and you had to go down a little side road, and there was the apartment, and it was gorgeous, and it was just me and her boyfriend used to come over and stay. So I had a snooze and I woke back up and I knew I had to go to the toilet again, and I was like, oh my god, damn. Did the business, came back, sat on the bed, and I thought, right, I'm definitely done now. So I got dressed and I decided that it was appropriate to wear a tiny little blue dress, right? It barely covered my arse cheeks, and a little pair of white crop leggings. White ones. White crop leggings, blue dress. I looked
Back in the day, that was probably in fashion.
Oh, I looked gorgeous. Like, I bought them in Corfu town, and myself and Ruth had great notions about being Greek girls. So I said to her I'd walk off up to work. So I came out of the apartment door and I walked up the little alleyway, and at the top of the alleyway on the left there was a Greek restaurant, and as I got to the top of the alleyway and I was still too far away from the house to go back, I clenched my arse together and went, oh shit.
Literally.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. In the Bridesmaids.
Literally.
You should have been the bride then, not me.
Oh no, I was happy being your one. What was her name again?
Oh, she was so
Megan.
funny. Megan, yeah.
So I went in, I ran in the door, I was like, you know when you're squeezing your bum together and you're running like a Chinese person, those tiny steps.
Like you're gonna
And I ran in and I was like, can I use your toilet? And I knew everyone, and he was like, yeah, that's grand. I went in and it was a disaster. I was like, oh my god, but at least I made the toilet, so everything was okay. So I thought, surely now this is it, we're done and dusted. So the strip is about 1/4 of a mile long, maybe a little bit less. And I did the first quarter of it and I realised that I was not done. And there was nowhere else open. And the last stop on the strip was the bar that I was working in, which was Mad Murphy's in Cavos, and I had to walk the whole way down. And with every step I took...
Was there no like bushes?
Nothing. There was nothing, because it's just bars on either side and restaurants, and they were all closed. Our bar was opening at that time. So my legs just were closer together. So tiny little steps, and I was squeezing and I was squeezing. I was like, oh my god, yeah. And Mario was the guy who does the kebabs on the side of the road in a truck, and he went to stop me to talk to me, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't, I have to keep going. And I got as far as the bar, and I had everything squeezed together, and they were just opening the doors, and I ran in. Oh my god, it was a disaster. It was a nightmare. And a Greek boy, I got engaged while I was in Greece, and he was there at the door, and he saw everything.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Did you make it to the toilet?
Just made it in the door of the toilet, and he was standing there.
In the toilet?
In the toilet. He had come in just to make sure that I was okay, because I ran past him. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. So he came in, and all he heard was all of the symphony that went with it. So completely destroyed the white leggings, obviously. I had a really bad case of deli belly. So all I had on was the little blue dress, which barely covered the cheeks of my ass. And he said, you can't work tonight. I'm going to get you taken home. I'm going to get Yanni to come and pick you up. That was his best friend. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. You're so kind. I love you so much. Yanni arrived on a bike. A motorbike. I'm trying to hold
that you had
my bum cheeks together because I wasn't done, and I had no knickers, and I didn't have my...
actually telling the whole world.
Why not? And so I had to get on the motorbike behind Yanni, one leg on either side in my little blue dress. I've never worked my bum muscles so much in my life. And he went at the fastest speed possible to the apartment. I just managed to get off the bike and in the door, and obviously lost.
I hope you got like disinfectant wipes and all the rest.
Poor Yanni. I texted him afterwards. I was like, you're going to have to just make sure that there's, sort your bike out.
Kira.
So yeah. That time in Cavos where I pooed myself in front of my fiance in white leggings. I feel so refreshed. Thanks so much for letting me share with you. That's now out to you 5 people that are watching this evening. And if you want to share this video, I don't mind. Because I have told that story a couple of times, but not on live.
Yeah, too. Like could possibly go viral. In fact, you've just lost one.
Christos, the guy I was engaged to, he could see this too at some point. Okay, your turn, Thelma.
I don't think I have any embarrassing moments.
Yeah. Do you want me to open my little black book?
You might have to. Have I got any? Can you remember? I can talk about other people's.
Toilet roll in your underwear. Did that ever happen?
No.
At the disco. Did you ever...
Toilet roll in my underwear? No.
That time you nearly killed a guard. That happened.
Yeah, but I nearly ran over the guard. Yeah, I didn't see him on my left hand side.
Mm-hmm, at the courthouse. That was fun.
I know that a friend of mine, right, so she was in a car crash, and out the Westport Galway Road past Killawalla on the Bad Bend, where it's kind of like bog, there's nothing else there, and so it's every woman's nightmare.
Can I just stop Thelma for a second? I got lured into this under false pretenses. She said, we'll talk about our embarrassing moments.
No, I said
I went straight to the climax, and she goes, I have none of my own, but I can tell you about other people's.
Oh, Ciara, I'm trying to think,
You're a hussy. A pure hussy.
I don't know if I have. I can't think. I must have.
Surely something mortifying happened in your life. Did you ever wee yourself?
No, I never weed myself.
Such a shame. See, I'm going to call you Miss Agnes from now on.
I'm going to have schnoz everywhere. I don't think I have. I remember we went to France one time, and there was a few of us, and my friend couldn't really swim at the time, right? And so it like the tide had gone out quite a bit, and it was like, you're off the camera now. Oh, we better not rock this boat too much. So then
I'd like to know where.
There, that's better.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So, anyways, two people that I know, I'd love to mention their names, but I better not, went swimming in the 3-foot tide, right? And next thing, one of them came out, and they were like this. Oh, that was lovely. That was so nice. Like she couldn't really swim, so it was really perfect for her. And she was chatting away to us and everything. And myself and Damien and another guy, we erupted in laughter, because what she didn't realise is that her top had come down and the girls were to say hello, and she's like, oh yeah, that was just so lovely. And then another girl came out, and she was wearing a boob tube top, and she didn't actually realise either that her top had gone like transparent, and so then you could actually see her headlights as well.
And did you tell them?
Well, after a few minutes, but we couldn't tell them for ages because we couldn't stop laughing. We're like, oh my god. Another embarrassing moment was when, going back to the story I was telling you about, that my friend said that she was going to pick us up and bring us to cinema. And she said that she was in a car crash maybe 2 weeks before that or something, and she was driving kind of like a Micra, and it had a sunroof on it. And it ended up anyways that the sunroof wasn't fixed by the time the rest of her car was fixed, but she was in a rush to have it back. So in Ireland, that's a good thing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. To have your car back, that the sunroof isn't actually in your car. Because it never rains in Ireland. Why are you so confused looking?
Because I don't understand what you said.
I said, it's a good thing, isn't it, to get your car back from the garage when it's not fully fixed. The car is fixed, but the sunroof is still missing out of it. Because you didn't have patience to wait for... And you're like this, like even looking up going, yeah, didn't get it.
That took ages.
I haven't even got the punchline now.
It's going to be an anticlimax now after that.
Fine.
Okay.
So anyways, right? Anyways, so she arrived in... So when in the crash, right, she hit an oil spillage. And so she arrived into the ditch, right? And the car tumbled around, right?
She arrived into the ditch. I don't think she did it by choice.
You're saying
Your words just...
I'm sweating. Right. I'm going to stop. I haven't even got the joke yet, right? So anyways. Then what happened? Oh yeah. So anyways, upside down, right, and her back was to the ditch, say, right. Then she was seeing like, well, she could smell oil and petrol or whatever it was, right. So she thought
This is funny, like, this is a car crash.
So then she was like MacGyver. She thought.
After she arrived in the ditch.
So she thought the car was going to blow up, right? So she kicked the passenger's door out and she climbed on the top, right? Next thing, another car rising on top of her, right?
Oh my God.
And then you're one side this, oh, she gets out of the car. And then then Mary turned around then and she says, oh, are you okay? And your one kind of looks at her as if to say, like, where did you appear out of? At least we're not alone, right? And then so that was fine. Then she rang. Oh yeah, instead of ringing, say, the fire brigade, or instead of ringing the guards, or instead of ringing 11 or what's that? Is 11 for the directory inquiries? I can't remember. Who does that
But
anymore?
I was going, why are you ringing 11?
Oh yeah, because she wanted to get the number of her friend who owned the garage to come and sort it out, right?
Because that's what you'd be thinking about if a car crash. Hold on, till I ring directory inquiry. Can we please qualify this? Because we're not laughing about the crash. We're laughing about the word usage.
Anyway, right.
Oh God.
So instead of doing that, she rang her mother to go through her wallet to try and find it, and her room is packed full of stuff. So her mother took forever to find this number, but she still wouldn't, like, you know, say I'm going to ring 11 to find out the phone number, rather than get my mother to go through the effort to find her handbag, to find the number in her diary, right?
Oh Lord.
And that was that, okay? Car got fixed, and she didn't have the patience then to wait for the sunroof to get fixed in Ireland, right?
Okay.
So she decided that she was just going to bring it home until the sunroof was fixed, right? I didn't know any of this. Then she said, I'm going to bring yourself and Damien to the cinema. So I was like, all right, okay. Now I still didn't know anything about her car. It was night time. We went to see, is it the Black Swan or the Dark Swan?
Black Swan.
One of them swans, anyway. And then next thing, so in our estate is kind of dim enough lighting, and next thing this car went past and it looked like all kind of white on top, and it looked like actual like bubbles or something, and I was like, what is that, like, what is that? And like this car like is small, do you know what I mean? Myself and Damien, we walked down around the corner and we couldn't believe our eyes, because we didn't know why she'd actually done this, right? Until she told us afterwards. She actually got a duvet and put it over her car and rolled down the windows and rolled up the windows, and like, so we had to drive to Castlebar with like a queen size duvet on a micro. And Damien said, well, I don't think I'll even fit into the back of the car, you know, because it's small and he's big, right? And then we were driving along and the wind was coming through, right? So the sheet was flapping in the wind. And Damien said if he'd long hair, any hair would be flapping away in the wind, right? All of a sudden then, so we drove to Castlebar. We stopped outside the cinema. No, I said, whatever you do, go around the back way. But she didn't go around the back way. She decided to go through the front way because she's very set in her ways. And then she hit the ramp and the car conked and there was a big queue outside.
Oh,
and they were all absolutely staring at us. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh!
That's what happened. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Damien like literally just got the duvet and covered himself like this. And he's like, oh my God, keep driving, keep driving, keep driving. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then we said to her, like, why did you put a duvet in your car? And she went through the whole spiel about the sunroof and it wasn't ready and everything. And then she goes, well, like, I tried an umbrella, but the umbrella wouldn't work because I couldn't drive the car and work the gear stick and everything. So the duvet was a better option. Then that was fine. We went back to Westport, and on the way back to Westport, she was driving, say, the car here, and there was a car in front of us, and it went in on the hard shoulder. And then it came behind us, and then it overtook us again and goes, wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we got pulled over by the guards,
Oh
and then
my
next
God.
thing he came over and he's kind of this. So he's like, what's going on here? And she got in panic. Well, I was in a car crash the other day, and my car, I thought it was going to go on fire and everything else, so I kicked out the door, and then the garage man came, and the sunroof wasn't ready, and I tried to use an umbrella, but I couldn't drive with the umbrella, so I decided to put on a duvet, and he's kind of looking at me like 10 heads going like, on what planet, like, you know? And he was like, is this an obstruction in the car? And we're like, no, it's not. And we're allowed to drive home, and that was the end of that story.
Oh my God.
I know.
A duvet on
I
top
actually
of the
can't
car.
believe that you'll have so much at the beginning of the story, which wasn't the climax.
But when she
It was
arrived
the
into
end.
the ditch, that was the part that did it for me. Words are very powerful. Very powerful.
So yeah, embarrassing moments. What about, say, women who get their periods and you have a leak then? Did that ever happen to you?
Happened to me in karate, actually, in my karate suit, my white karate suit.
Yeah.
And so it happened once, and obviously you're a bit shy of it happening again, so you sort yourself out. So it'll be 2 pairs of black knickers and maybe a pair of leggings
2
on.
pairs of black knickers and a white outfit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's thick material on the white
Okay.
karate suit, and then a pair of leggings, and so that you're protected. So if anything happens, it doesn't see through. But we were in karate one night, and out of nowhere, the teacher spotted blood on the floor, and I had my period. And I had said to the girls beforehand, now, because we all do it, like when we go in, we all say to each other, just make sure we're watching out for each other, just in case, if you do have your period. So everyone is really stealthily looking at the blood on the floor and checking themselves out. So the lads are checking their toes to see if they've cut themselves, or checking their fists to see if they're cut themselves. And I'm like an ostrich up at the top of the karate hall, looking down. I had to hold myself bent over, checking to see if I had got my period. So much for stealth or inconspicuousness. As it happened, it wasn't me. It was one of the lads who had actually cut his toe.
Oh my
but
God,
that was the
that
first
is
thing
so
I went
funny.
to. And how would it have gotten on the ground? Like, it wouldn't have gotten on the ground.
That is
But it
so
was the
funny.
first thing I went to.
I know a girl told me one time that she got into this car and it was her boss's car and it was a BMW. The reason why I'm telling you is because she was in the car and she herself, had she her period? No. I don't think she had her period. So what happened was she got into the car and then she was like, she felt this wet underneath, like really kind of like wet. And she was like, oh my God, I just got into my boss's car. I've either wet myself or I've just had my period and these are white leather seats. How am I going to tell this to the boss? And so she said to her boss when she got out, she goes, I'm really sorry. I don't know how to say this, but I think I've wet your seat.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
You're like, to your boss in her BMW on her white leather seats. And you could nearly hear like the breeze kind of blowing between them.
Tumbleweed.
And then the boss turned around and she goes, no, I think it's the heated seats.
How could she have felt wet from heated seats?
And it was the heated seats. So she wasn't wet at all.
Oh
so
my
she went to the embarrassing
Lord.
point of actually telling the boss that she thought that she wet herself or got her period on the seat when it was a false alarm, thank God.
We were I won't give all the descriptions, I'll just tell you the story. We were in a situation where it happened to another girl, and there was 20 of us in the room, and there was an exam happening, and this girl was wearing light blue jeans, and obviously just had a really heavy bleed, and it went through her jeans and it went onto the white leather seats that we were doing our exam. And loads of the people in the room, it was all girls thankfully, saw it, but none of them said it to her. And to me now that drives me nuts. So I went over and I gave her my cardigan and I got her to tie it around her waist, and I just whispered in her ear and I said, just go to the toilet. And she knew immediately, as soon as I said it to her, she looked up and she was mortified, and she'd be a really private person. Went straight to the toilet, sorted herself out, came back, but she had to keep the cardigan. She had to stay and do the exam. She had to keep the cardigan around her waist because obviously she had bled through it, but she was
so mortified. Yeah.
as you would be, because loads of people had seen and they were all talking about it, and that was worse because it's like you'd prefer if something really embarrassing happens that somebody says to you, even through laughter, for fuck's sake, will you sort yourself out so that you can go, oh my God, and then it's done and dusted. But it's all the people that talk about
I know, and don't say it.
Oh, that's so
you know
much
what
worse.
I'd say? If somebody's like skirt is tucked into their knickers or something like that. I know I was in a coffee shop one time. There was a lady, she was older than me, and she came if you're in Super Value there, the toilets aren't too far from the coffee shop. But I happened to be sitting down, and this lady kind of came past me, and she had like a big piece of toilet roll coming from her back, from the lip of the top of her trousers down. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then she sat down with the lady in front of her, and then I just thought to myself, what do I do now? Like, will I actually say it to her or not say it to her? Because if I don't say it to her, she might never know. But if I say it to her, she's going to feel the embarrassment in that moment. And so what should I do? And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And then so I went up to her after, and I just said, oh, sorry. She kind of just knew me to see.
Okay.
But so I said, oh, I'm so sorry to kind of the other lady to interrupt the conversation. I leaned over to this lady here that I want to say to. And I was like, you got a piece of tissue stuck on the lip of your trousers. She said, oh God, oh thanks. And she took it out. And then it was fine, you know. But like, what do you guys do if you come across somebody who has had like a clothes mishap, or the boobs are shown, or the bra is shown, or their belly sticking out, or somebody's zipper is undone, or something like that? Like, do you tell them? Do you not tell them? I know I do. Or if you're talking to somebody and they got something stuck in their teeth, even if you don't know them, or lipstick on their teeth, like, I think you're the type of person that would tell them. Yeah. I'm the type of person that would tell them too, because I would hate it to be done to me. But I wonder, do you guys do anything like that?
And sometimes you don't even have to say anything, like especially for lipstick or food in your teeth. Like if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're talking to them, you can do that.
But it's funny, you know,
they're aware enough.
The funny thing is, though, do you ever find this, that somebody, if somebody goes like this, they're doing it for themselves, automatically we all kind of do it as well.
And someone does it for their nose as well. When someone rubs their nose, you'll automatically rub your nose if you're looking at them. It's the weirdest thing, because you're thinking, are they telling me that I've got something on my nose that I need to sort it out?
I'm trying to think of any other embarrassing moments. I thought that we'd have loads. I actually can't believe that I don't have hardly any.
I know, this is shocking.
Do you guys have any embarrassing moments? Paul Gibbons. Hi, Paul.
Like they're gonna tell
We're talking about embarrassing moments.
I had another
Don't
one.
make up lies to Paul now.
I had another one where the night I got engaged in Greece, and we were in this beautiful beach bar, and Christos's whole family were there, and everything was beautiful, and he'd gotten me a ring, and we were all standing, the music was on, it was so gorgeous. And he got down on one knee, and he told his family what he was going to do. And he got down on one knee in this beautiful beach bar, and he opens the ring, and he said...
He opens the ring.
Opens the box, and he said, will you marry me? And I was like, oh my God, so emotional, of course I will. Stuck my hand out too fast, knocked the ring out of the box, and it went in between the two wooden floorboards of the beach bar. So it was gone. It was down in the sand underneath the floorboards. They had to turn the lights on, they had to stop the music, they had to get people out with any kind of an implement that they could get to try and get in between the boards.
Man, talk about ruining the
Oh
moment.
my God. And everybody just pissing themselves laughing, because
God.
there was me. I was so excited. I was like, yes!
Funny.
Boom. Gone.
Actually, I thought about one embarrassing moment that I had.
Oh, thank God.
It's not that bad, but actually it was mortifying at the time. Now, I love my boyfriend. I love my husband. This is before I was married and everything. So I remember this guy, and I thought he was really nice, and we went on a date, and anyways, he was dropping me off to wherever I was going anyway, and he was saying goodbye. But we went into kind of like, I don't know what, you know, this kind of action happens.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think when this action happens? Do you think that they're going to kiss you? Do you think they're going to hug you?
I would go for a hug, because if their hands are coming up and out, so when the hands come up this way, that's more like a kiss.
Well, I never got that memo.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Or maybe was it like, anyways.
Paul, how do you kiss people? Do you put your hands out for a hug or up for a kiss? It's a male perspective.
Yeah, because sometimes you put their hand by the waist. Anyways, basically, he kind of had his head tilted, and I kind of went in as well, and then, oh my God, it wasn't a kiss, right? So I landed really awkwardly just on the side of his mouth. And I didn't think he was going to kiss me. And I actually, because you know, it's fine talking about now, but I actually wanted the ground to swallow me up. And I'm like, and then he's like, and then, oh God, like even thinking about it now, it's like mortifying, because do you then go in for like a kiss after to like rectify it?
Yeah, or do you just run
not?
away
and
and never speak of it again?
Yeah, and anyway, basically we never had another date after that.
Thank God, says you. So
Yeah.
you never had to go through
Yeah.
that awkwardness
Yeah.
again.
And then I remember another time when I was kissing a boy years ago, and it was so funny. Like, he actually went in for the kiss, like.
I had one of those.
And I'm like, seriously, you don't go in, guys, to kiss somebody with your mouth wide open. You start off with just a peck, and then things progress then.
I thought you were going to go for a full-on description there. I was really?
Yeah.
Is that what this channel is about now?
Do you know what I mean? So like, it's just so funny when you have these moments, and you're like, they're going to kiss you, and then like you're like, you can nearly count their teeth, and you're like,
Quick dental exam. Yes, you have
or
all the
or
teeth
those
you're
ones
meant to
where, like
have.
the washing machine, and you're like, Jesus Christ, my whole makeup's got off my
I
face.
had one of those in the town hall when I think I was 16, and it was a guy who was 6'4", and all I remember was coming up for air and going, that was like a washing machine on spin cycle, and I said it to him, and I was like, that's not what you do.
Oh, that is so
And my
funny.
face was nearly completely wet.
Oh my God.
Honest to God.
Actually, people do have embarrassing moments when they're caught in certain positions and the mother-in-law walks in.
Works in. And for tonight, Michael, we have a new channel. Jesus, this is the second time. Okay.
Yeah, or your kids maybe walk in.
Well, that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we better not go into this because it can get very dangerous at how many minutes past 12?
Yeah, I don't know what time we're at.
Yeah. So I
okay.
can't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, I love when you watch the YouTube clips where people like fall or really hurt themselves.
I did that. I was walking at the bottom of Castlebar Street. You know when Kelly's was the pub that was at the bottom of Castlebar Street? Do you remember Kelly's?
Yeah.
And so it was years and years and years ago, and I was wearing a really short skirt and a little top, and I was walking over the bridge, and as I was on the opposite side of the road to Kelly's pub, and I looked over at the pub, and the lads, like all the lads, were standing outside, and they were staring over, and they were whistling because I was wearing a short skirt. So I thought I was the bee's knees and the cat's pajamas, and I was wandering up, and I completely didn't clock the giant black pole right in my way.
Oh, you were just looking over waving and
I
they're
was
watching
staring them out,
slow motion.
thinking, hello, how are you doing? And I smacked straight into it, fell straight backwards, legs up in the air, knickers on show for every one of them to see, and the laughs coming from across the road. And all I could think was, there's not much I can do right now except get up and start laughing. I was mortified. I was on the ground with my legs in the air after hitting a pole.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, it took me a while to get over that
Actually,
one.
they're kind of coming to me now a little bit. I remember one time I had to go and get my back checked, and up in Dublin, and then next thing he says to me, I want you to take off your trousers, right? And now I never thought that I'd have to take off my trousers, because I just didn't think I'd have to take off my trousers. So I had totally inappropriate bottom wear on, right? I had like blood red G-string on, and I hadn't been to the beauty parlours in a while.
I can't believe we're actually going here.
Hibernation. And it wasn't that bad. But and then he got me to like lie up on the table and lift my leg this way, lift my leg this way. And I swear to God, I was as red as my G-string. I was absolutely
Oh my God.
mortified, right? Then he said, that's fine, you can put back on your trousers again. And I was like, okay. Then I had to go for another checkup like a few months later to another place. And I said, this time I'm not going to get caught, right? So I had a pair of granny fucking knickers on me, right? And no offence to any of the grannies out there. And I had a long denim skirt on. So I was very prepared for these trousers or skirts to be asked to be taken off. So anyways, that was grand. So as the procedure went on, then I said to him, would you want me to take my skirt off? That didn't go down well. Like, literally, it didn't go down at all.
Really?
He says to me, why would I want you to take your skirt off? I was like, even like doubly more embarrassed then, because I'm like...
Because the other guy said I
That's the type of thing
should.
that you do. You can get your back check and take your skirt off.
Oh my God.
So I said, well, the other guy got me to do it, and he put my legs this way, that way, and he was like, yeah, no, I won't be doing any of that. So I actually then realised it was inappropriate of your man to ask me to do what I did then.
Oh my God.
So that's going back to giving your power away. Well, we don't know because you put yourself in that position
Oh
and you
my
don't know any
God.
different.
And that's true. You don't know
Yeah.
sometimes the positions that you're putting yourself in because you just go with it thinking that it's the norm.
Yeah, I know.
What a shit.
Because I was talking to somebody one time and they were saying that, you know, they had quite large boobs and that every time they went into the doctors, if it was a pain in their toe, you'd always say, take your top off.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so you're in, you're like, yeah. So like you're in that position where you're kind of like, you don't know what to do.
That
so
doctor
you
would have
think
been
they know.
told very quickly to do one. I'm calling you Agnes forevermore, Amen. Doesn't she
Anyway.
sound like Mrs. Brown's boys?
Anyway, look,
Agnes.
I thought we'd have even better moments of
I can't think of
embarrassing
any
moments.
other ones. None of these people are sharing their embarrassing stories.
No. I did see a girl lately and she was walking on the pavement and she didn't realise it was an underground and she actually did a Marilyn Monroe on it. She walked past and was like, woo! And
Did she
everything
own
was
it?
there. Oh my God, she just struck that stuff. Because I think she was maybe a bit embarrassed at the time, but she was kind of like, oh, what can I do? And the two workmen that were just there leaning there, so I think they knew that this thing was
Oh, I
constantly
bet,
blowing
and they
up.
were just waiting for someone with a
There
skirt
it
on.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
So anyways, we're
some
going
of
to
our-
finish up, I think.
Yeah, because none of you are sharing your embarrassing stories with us.
Yeah.
And it's very disappointing to not hear anything from any of you about what's going on. Especially after my first one. I climaxed too soon. That's not what my embarrassing story was, by the way. Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
I don't think I think that in stuff that maybe we probably won't discuss online, there's loads of embarrassing things, you know, and that especially for men can get embarrassed about different things.
A
and
nip
stuff.
slip in the massage therapists. You know, when your massage therapist is massaging you and there's nothing, you know, untoward in it, there's nothing sleazy in it. But obviously you're lying on your back and the massage therapist is massaging your chest and boom. Oh, right, okay. And in that moment, your eyes are closed, you're not expecting it. And what do? You're like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. You're going to laugh up into their face. Or do you just burst out laughing and be like, hello?
That actually-
you don't need to go down that far.
Do you know what? That actually happened to me. I was down in Cork and there were Indian women, and I think it's just how they do it anyways. We're getting a bit lopsided here with this yoke. And so we were gifted like massages and that, right? And was having a massage, and the next thing, right, she says, I open, and I was like, what the fuck is she going to open? Like, you know, she going to open the door, what's going on? Next thing, boom, right, out come the girls, and she's like really getting in there, massaging them and everything, and I was like, just like you, and I was like, keep your eyes closed, don't smile, don't smile, don't smile, she can think you're enjoying it, okay? And then I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and like, oh my god, and like all I could think was just, oh my god, and I was like, I had like a Mona Lisa smile going, oh Jesus Christ, like when's this going to be over? Like, oh my
Yeah,
god, I can't believe
this
it.
is not relaxing.
Like, no, like everything, like whatever you did beforehand and relaxed me,
Is
I'm
now
totally
gone.
tense. I'm like, oh my god, oh
Can
my
you
god.
start the massage again, please?
Oh my god, it was mortifying. And I was telling the guy this, and he turned around and he said the same thing happened to him. Not with his chest, right? But this massage therapist, right, she really went up there, really massaged
The same one?
No, he lives somewhere else. Really massaging the groin, like really, he was on his tummy, getting in there to those nooks and crannies, right? And he said she knew what she was doing. He said he was singing, dead dogs, dead dogs, dead dogs,
Oh my
dead dogs,
God.
dead dogs, right? And then she goes, now you can turn over. And he was like, oh my
You're
god,
all
he's
right.
like, he said, I might just wait for a few minutes. And she goes, oh no, you can turn over, it's fine. It happens all the time, you can turn over. And he was like, there was no way, because he was like, yeah. Is this filtered for young people? No. Anyway.
Not so much. Daisy said, I tried to overtake someone walking really slow, overtook them with a little attitude, and sure enough, I went down like a sack of potatoes. They just
Oh, stop,
looked
that
at me
is
as if
so
they went
funny.
out.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah,
You know when
they're
it
the
totally
worst
backfires?
ones.
Yeah, when it backfires and you're like, oh, and then
Yeah.
it's like, boom. It was actually
Karma.
hilarious.
You've got quick
So
karma,
funny.
Daisy.
Oh my god, so funny. Or if you're in a nightclub, say back in the day, and you're trying to look nice there in your high heels, you're like, I got this. Next thing, boom.
Yeah,
Either
you
walk
slip.
into somebody or you fall, and you're like, oh my god, this is absolutely mortifying. Yeah.
Oh, I have slipped so many times. So many times. Like, I seem to love the ground.
My mother one time actually, we were skiing and she didn't know how to ski. None of us knew really how to ski, right? And I don't know if my mother was separated at the time. I think she was. And so we were there with all of her best friends, right? But she didn't know that as you kind of lose control, you fall into the mountain stop if you can't snow plow, right? And my mother didn't know that. So instead of falling forward or sideways, she actually went on her hunkers. So she took up speed on her hunkers, right?
Oh,
and then there was a
no.
whole load of people there waiting to go on the gondola. And Mom goes, chung, watch out for the tree, bangs through the whole crowd of people, right? And then goes through the fence with this guy. And then she lands on top of this guy, right? And he was a good looking man, but his legs were spread and she was in between his legs, and she, every time she tried to get up, she was bouncing down on top of his bits.
Oh my Lord.
And he was like, oh, and she's like, oh, and was like, oh, oh. Like,
Your
oh
mother
my
must
God,
have been mortified.
Hilarious. Oh my goodness me.
Oh my
Hilarious.
word. Yeah,
Absolutely
that would have
hilarious,
been priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless.
It's so funny, and you know the way, say, men, when they have alcohol inside them, like they just tend to lose where the potty is, and they just kind of do things
frequently.
in different places.
Yeah.
I remember like this person that I know is a friend, and I was babysitting for them, and they misplaced their sense of direction, and they thought they were going to the toilet, and they came into the room that I was minding the kids in, and pulled out the locker beside me, even like opened the drawer and peed into it, and like you could actually see the fumes, and I couldn't turn around and say, hey Joe, say, because I knew if he did, he'd be like, what? And he would pee all over my face.
Oh my God.
So I actually had to sit, and he was like totally naked, so I actually had to sit there and watch the whole performance, and then he went back in and he went out.
And he was none the wiser.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, mortifying. But anyways, there's some of our embarrassing moments that we decided we'd come on and chat about, and we're wondering if you guys had any that you want to share with us.
Hi Nicola, how's it going?
Hi Nicola.
Oh, you missed the crack.
Yeah, this was a bit long-winded. So this is my cabin fever for 2 days.
Yeah.
Stuck in hospital.
This is what happens when an adult doesn't get to talk to any other adults for 2 days.
Yeah.
I feel you, 100%.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're not.
Hey.
Okay, guys, listen. Good night. We thought
Enjoy
we'd
the
do
night. Mwah.
a late one just to see
Yeah.
who was up and who wasn't. Okay.
Sleep well. How come your button doesn't get covered over and mine does?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with mine?